And I just saw an update. It is confirmed Carson Wentz is out for the remainder of the season with a torn ACL. Now that we have confirmation, we know what the injury is. And I am going to definitely talk to our friend Doc Howie later today and find out what that means and what the outlook could be, what the outlook is. And again, like we said, 4 weeks, 3 weeks remaining in the regular season, 4th week of bye week, 5th week, his first playoff game would be for the Eagles. If he gets, like we said, and I've heard this and I'm not confirming this, I will update this as I get information from the correct people. But it has been put out there earlier today by a doctor that said that if the rehab was tactical and aggravated, there could be a possibility that he could return. And remember, folks, I say key word in this whole thing is possibility. Do not quote me on this. Like I said, I will get information, as much information as I can, as much of an explanation of the injury and the rehab time and all of that as I can, and I will pass that along to you.
Yep, as well, I'm looking at another sports entity in there saying Philadelphia quarterback Carson Wentz has been diagnosed with a torn ACL and will miss the remainder of the season. Again, the remainder of the season could be the regular season.
That's an open door, open phrase when you say remainder of the season.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, he had an outstanding season. You know, from his rookie year, he broke through this year, top tier, 33 touchdowns.
He set the franchise
13 games. They're 11-2. That is hard to substitute.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's hard to substitute. And
Big
I mean,
shoes to fill.
You got guys that don't even throw as many as that, but impactful. You can be an impact, and a loss is a loss. Again, it is saying he's out for the remainder of the season.
Right.
That could just be
the remainder of the
regular season.
Right.
And again, if Nick Foles can do his job, the defense can do their job, they can win out.
They can win out.
All that is additional healing time for Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
And there's a remote possibility that he'll be playing. Like we just played, man. The way these guys do surgeries now.
And you know, I kind of got the feeling that the Eagles brass, at worst case scenario, is going to have to talk him out of coming back. Out of doing the rehab and things. And I think they're going to have to talk him out.
And I was going to say that to you too. Before we went to commercial, the one thing, you know, I want to kind of like touch on too. You know, even from as being former players, but these are professional athletes, so top-notch doctors, top-notch facilities, top-notch everything, state-of-the-art everything.
Absolutely.
As a player, you know, you make your decision to have surgeries and things of that nature, and the one thing you don't want to do is be an O.J. McDuffie. If some of y'all know what football is, you know that he sued the NFL, sued the Miami Dolphins for making him play on a turf toe that eventually gave him an arthritic condition in 3 of his toes. So you don't want to be talked into anything that you'll regret later on in life. We talk about Ronnie Lott getting his finger cut off. He regrets that to this day. You know, I mean, your limbs are your limbs. You don't even know how much you need your pinky toe until they dead. Stabilization. It stabilizes how you walk and everything else. So, I mean, I wish the kid speedy recovery. I hope. Eagles fans, hear me. I hope that he's back for the playoffs because that makes it more intense. It makes the game more watchable. It makes the game, it ties you into the game a lot more.
It's more entertaining.
Because you don't want anybody having any excuses. Well, if we would have had such and such. I don't want to hear that crap. And again, Eagles fans, and specifically the names I name, I will not name y'all twice because that's too much. Specifically, for that crew, I want to tell you this. If he comes back and he plays, I don't want to hear the 100%, 80% conversation if it doesn't go your way. because I know where that's going. I know what road that's going. Well, if nah, he is not a Michael Vick. He does not necessarily need his legs.
Right.
He's a big dude, 6'4". Everything he does is above shoulder. Shoulder shrug, step left, step right, step back. Is just like a D-pad on a joystick.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He doesn't have to run.
Right.
He doesn't have to run. But planting your feet and stepping in the throws, I understand all that stuff is the mechanics of the game. If he comes back and he's able to play and the kid is ready to play, and if it doesn't go your way, I don't want to hear he wasn't healthy, whatever. The same way, if you win, you won't hear me say anything derogatory. Because if you're gonna give him the wins, you got to give him the losses.
Absolutely.
So I'm hoping that this dude is able to get back in a quick enough time so he can play in the playoffs. Man, the kid ain't been in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And I want to see how he functions in the playoffs. Everybody's going to be playing with injuries in the playoffs. All you got to do is go back from week 1 to week 14 right now. You see how many people been injured.
Absolutely.
And they playing with it. His is a little more severe, but I hope he can come back.
I mean, Green Bay's even talking about having Aaron Rodgers possibly come back because they could possibly make a push for the playoffs.
Right, and I made a mistake and clicked off for this because I had the NFL standings and who's in the hunt, and I clicked right off of it. But I mean, this dude, let's really look at what Carson Wentz